Hey guys, welcome back. This is Yasin Nizami and I'm here with my bite-sized videos, and today's topic is Canadian real estate market update with regards to GTA area. So stay tuned, don't go anywhere. Welcome back guys. So 2020 has been a dramatic year for everybody for various reasons, right? Um, when the COVID started having its impact in Canada, it was sometime around February, March time, right? And it has, you know, huge impact on everybody's personal life, right? People were losing their jobs, the business were impacted significantly, especially the small medium businesses like restaurants and barber shops and hair salons. So they were really badly impacted. And as a result of that, people's financial situation were significantly impacted, right? So but as a result of that, people were fearing, okay, this will have impact across the board. But why the hell the real estate market is still booming and it's going through the roof? So I'm gonna break it down for you in simple words. There's a lot of information out there, but it's hard to cut through the noise. So let's understand real estate markets first, right? So in Canada, it's hugely driven by the immigration, and when the COVID struck in Canada, it was sometime around February, March timeframe, and this is the spring market. It's the start of the spring market in real estate, especially in GTA area, where things gets heated up. And when it's about to heat up, the COVID struck, and it was fear everywhere, right? People were panicking, and people thought, okay, people will not come out and go to open houses, and of course, then it will have its impact on the real estate sales. So what happened is the people who had their listing out there, they took their houses off the market, and that has driven the inventory at its lowest level. So initial first 2 months were really badly impacted in terms of number of sales, but then things started to change. So what happened was, because of low inventory, simple demand supply rule. So demand was there, but the supply was relatively quite low. So that was not the only factor. The other factors were Bank of Canada dropped their interest rate to its lowest level, right? And the borrowing money becomes so cheap. So people would think, okay, it's so cheap to borrow the money, so then why don't I take the money and invest into something else? So that was the second reason. The other reason was the devaluation of the Canadian dollar. So because of COVID, government spending was at its highest level, right? If you look at the history, I think in the last 10 or 20 years, government spending has been at its highest level. And because of that, it took a lot of debt, right? So the Bank of Canada has to uh, put a lot of money into the system, that has driven the inflation up. When inflation goes up, what happens? People will start putting money into real tangible assets like precious metals and real estate. That was one of the reasons why people were trying to put money into some tangible assets, because if you go into savings accounts or if you buy government bonds, you hardly get less than 1% interest over the period of 10 years. So why the hell people will put their money into savings accounts or bonds versus they should be investing into something else? So that was another reason. Uh, the other reason was the single family market, right? Housing market. Um, in GTA area, you have to break it down into two different categories. One is the condo market in the downtown area, and the other is the single family house market. So because of COVID, what happens is the employers, they were allowing their employees to work remotely. So what happened was people started moving out of downtown. So one of the only reason people lives in downtown area is because they try to avoid commuting, right? If their workplace is closer, then they will be happy to live in the downtown condo area. Now, this condition has softened a little bit, right? So employers have allowed their employees to work from anywhere, so people tend to move out of downtown area and going somewhere else where they can buy a much bigger and nicer place at a cheaper price. So this has driven the single-family house market outside downtown significantly high. Okay, and alternatively, the downtown condo area market took a blow in terms of pricing and inventory as well, because what happened when the people started moving out of downtown area, then a lot of people were trying to put the listing on, right? The number of listings for condos went straight up, and the demand was low. So supply and demand, rule, and that has driven the rental market as well as the sale market of condo to the lower level. The other area is tourism, right? So there was almost no tourism this year because of COVID. So the Airbnb market, which was heavily dominating condo downtown area, it was significantly impacted as well. So if you ask me, what will happen is people were thinking, okay, this is going to stop at some point, right? Obviously, but there were predictions that at some point in September, October timeframe, things will change because the mortgage deferrals, it was about to expire in September, but it didn't happen, right? The new data shows that a lot of people who took these mortgage deferrals, they started paying it back. So things were getting back to normal from mortgage payments perspective. That has gone. So the only reason when I can see that market is going to slow down is if the interest rates going up, or government intervention comes in terms of cooling the market down. So otherwise, I don't think the market will stop, especially for the single family houses market. Condo market will still have pressure on it because of COVID. People try to avoid living in the close proximity area, and they try to live outside downtown. So the condo market will still feel the pressure, but the single family house market, townhouses, semi-detached, detached houses, it will keep attracting buyers from all over the place, especially outside GTA where places are still cheap to afford. And if I'm the IT worker or I'm a knowledge worker where I can work from anywhere, it doesn't matter I live in GTA or in Hamilton or St. Catharines area. So that trend will continue to go up at least for some time. So hope this is helpful, and if you have any feedback, questions, feel free to put your feedback into the comment section, and I'll try to keep you updated every month based on the data that I collect, and I'll try to educate you as much as I can. So until next time, thank you very much. Goodbye.